Meanwhile, let's talk about the southern border. An 82% increase in illegal migrants caught at the border in December compared to a year ago. That's a big increase. Tom Homan, former ICE acting director, is with us now. Seems like we're going back to where we were 4 years ago, Tom.
Absolutely. Look, Stuart, I wrote an op-ed in July of last year. I said under Biden presidency, you would see a surge at the border that unlike anything we've seen before. So what I call the Biden effect is already happening. From the promises he has made about moratorium on deportations, ending worksite enforcement operations, ending ICE detention, giving free health care. When they know they can come to the country, not be detained, not be deported, and get free health care and get a job, why wouldn't they come? I called this out in July, and it's happening.
What can President-elect, or the coming presidency of Joe Biden, what can he do immediately to just open up the border and let them in?
Oh, he's already done it. He's already done it by the promises he made. Now, he said last week he's going to delay some of these things because, he's afraid there's a surge at the border. I think his advanced teams coming to these agencies are listening to the experts on the ground saying this is going to happen. Maybe he's watching this show. Maybe he's watching Fox News and listening to us talk about what's going to happen to the border. He doesn't have to do anything more. And him saying he's going to delay it isn't affecting the numbers. Too little, too late. The cartels are already geared up. The caravans are already there. So they're going to try to come into this country and take advantage of the promises he made. What Joe Biden should do is continue what President Trump has done, has the most secure border that 80% decline. He ought to build upon that success, continue to build that wall, and have a secure border for once in my lifetime.
Real fast, Tom, the last time you were on the show, we were talking about that caravan that was on its way to our southern border. I think it was from Honduras. Are you telling me that there are more caravans on the way and some have already arrived?
Not have arrived, but the caravans are already gearing up. The cartels are taking advantage of what's going on in this country right now. And look, they're going to be making millions. They've already messaged to these vulnerable people. The United States is open for illegal immigration. You're not going to be detained. You're not going to be deported because the incoming president has promised that. That's what's occurring.
Okay. Hey, Tom Homan, I've got to leave you because the president and his motorcade have just arrived there at the rally to Save America, and we're going to listen into what he's got to say. But, Tom, thanks for joining us. We always appreciate it. Thanks very much.